So some of you guys, the letter C, the letter L, the letter K, the name Charles, Gray could be a last name or your favorite color. You could be a Sagittarius or an anchor is significant in some way, shape, or form. I don't know if you've kept seeing like an anchor symbol. Usually to me, when I see that symbol, it's time to like lock in, anchor down, do what you got to do, um, figure it the F out. Some of you, the person that is going to help you is the mother of your children. Or there's a need for you to ask her for some type of help or some type of advice and to put your pride and the ego to the side about something. Or vice versa, you could be helping them. For some of you, there's a need for you to be your authentic self, especially if you're a father and you have a child, like a son, because he needs to see both sides um, of loving masculine energy and then the energy of masculinity where it's like structure and discipline. He needs to see how men can love each other in a healthy way type of energy. Um, that needs to be seen for these little boys. They should be okay with expressing their feelings and not being shamed because their feelings are hurt and they cry type of energy. Um, you have to set a different foundation. Like some of you may have been chastised, because you may have been a crier, as a little boy, and like they were like, "Oh, boys don't cry." Like you heard those type of speeches, and there's a need for you not to do that with your son if you have a son, because being authentic is you expressing your emotions in a healthy way, showing love and affection in a healthy way to your son. Okay, I don't know why son is more important right now at this time. Um, for others of you, there's a Capricorn, Taurus, or a Virgo that is going to help you in some way, shape, or form, especially when it comes to finances, managing money. Even though they may not be, super successful in life as far as like a career goes, but if they're like a stay-at-home mom, they know how to budget. They know how to manage some money. You could learn a thing or two from them, and they're over here holding down a household of 6 and 8. Okay, they know a thing or two about budgeting money and paying bills on time. Okay, you could learn something from them. So don't let your ego and your pride get besides itself. Okay, I can't even talk. Okay, because there's no need for you to have it. All right. Sometimes you need to just shut up and listen. Okay. For some of you, this could be a dark-skinned woman that could also help you, but you need to let your pride and your ego go through the back door so that you could get this help, this advice, this guidance from someone. Rabbits could be significant for some of you guys. There is also a need, the ancestors is talking, okay? Because they keep popping back up in these messages, more so than a spirit guide. There is a need for you to really look into your roots, your heritage, because you are practicing certain divination skills. Like some of you are not meant to read tarot. I'm sorry to say that. Some of you, your lineage did not use tarot to do divination. I know for a fact, like with my family, they did bone readings. And I used to do bone readings in the beginning of my journey when I had my first like YouTube page, but I deleted it. I used to do bone readings, and when I say those were so much more accurate than a tarot reading for me, It was just that they were so like, I thought just, this is why I ended up making my own version of my cards. And that's what I really use more so than anything. But when I did bone readings, it took a lot of energy out of me, like a lot of energy, like a lot of energy was pulled, and I was just like, oh my gosh. So I started doing bone readings only for like personal readings for certain clients, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, because I wasn't gonna sit there and have my energy pulled like that, like it was crazy. But the accuracy of those readings was beyond me. So there's a need for you to know your lineage, for you to do the right type of divination practices, because they'll be more accurate for you. um I know spirituality, when you get into it, it's like you open up a new can of worms. You're in school again for the first time, and you're like, whoo, all these things you could dibble and dabble into, but there is like a need for you to understand what is going to work more for you than against you. Some of you, even when it comes to these deities and things like that, they are not for you. Okay? And I don't, it's just the truth. Okay, you're practicing and dealing with deities, and you're really not getting much out of it. You're getting the same old results from them and nothing more. Okay, for some of you, you're not even getting anything. And it's because those are not associated with your bloodline. The ones that are associated with your bloodline is going to help you a whole lot more. You're going to see a change. You're going to see a difference in your practices. Okay? So there's a need to be more authentic. You need to practice what's in your bloodline. And the only way you're going to know that is speaking to an elder in your family, or just learning your history and where your family comes from, okay, and their belief systems, because that's what's going to benefit you more so than anything. For some of you, yeah, you need to learn more. There's a energy of you having some type of higher learning. Like when I started being more curious about like my family tree and stuff, and started talking more to the elders in my family, and when I moved down south to where a lot of my family is from, in the Carolinas, like I learned so much more about myself and where I came from, and you'd be surprised what you find out. Okay? Like, I couldn't understand the need to have a degree. Like, I was never one of those people that was big on going to college, but something within me kept saying, you know, it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. And so even though I'm not in the career, you know, that I got my degree in, there was like this urge to still have higher learning, higher education. And come to find out, I'm talking about family members in like in the 1920s, 1930s, they all had college degrees. Like, they had all types of forms of higher education. And then as I went along my journey, I learned that, okay, college may not be for me, and me having to keep going back to school for all these different degrees, but me still having the urge to learn more, like to never stop learning, was something in my bloodline. Like, we were very spiritual, very religious, and very big on higher learning. I just took my higher learning in a different path, okay? But is there anything else that is needed? So there's a need for you to learn something else. Go back to school, get a certification, whatever the case may be, because I feel like this is what's going to help you build a more stable foundation within yourself, not just for material things, even though that comes along with it, but it's going to help you build another solid foundation. The mother of your children may want to go back to school. You may need to support her on that, or she may need to support you on that, but that's going to bring more income into the family somehow.